Ladies and gentlemen, today we found an extremely well-spec'd 2023 Prevost Emerald coach for sale from the original owner, Dave Huston. How you doing today, sir?
We're well, thank you.
Well, this is a beautiful Emerald coach you have here. I know this has the lithium system. It's a double slide H3, and you're the original owner, but you're ready to sell it?
I am. It's been a great coach, and we've used it a little bit, but time to do something different.
How did you originally purchase this coach? How long have you been RVing for, and how did you end up with this coach?
So, Andrew, that's a great question, and my life in RVing is relatively new, about a year and a half, and I had a production coach prior to this. Didn't feel 100% comfortable with that, so I did a little research, find out the Prevost shell, obviously safety, and that's very important to myself and my family. I felt like that was the way to go. This is an Emerald conversion, which I feel is one of the top converters, and I've enjoyed it. I've not used it a whole lot, probably slept in it less than a dozen times, but it's been fun to own it, and just thinking maybe I'm going to do something different in my life. So it's probably the reason why I'm talking with you and put it out there and see if we can sell it.
Yes, sir. You're the original owner.
I am.
Bought it new?
Bought it new, yes. It still has factory warranty remaining on it for a little over a year. So it have warranty from Emerald and the Prevost side as well.
Yes, sir. And it's got about 13,000 miles on it. And you said it had about 6,000 miles when you originally purchased it?
That's correct. It's like a little over 12,000 miles actually. I had a little over 6 when I first purchased it. I think they took it to a couple of events just to show the coach. And basically driven from Stevensville, Texas here to Florida and up north and back. So it's kind of the route.
Yeah, only a few nights, so barely used. Now, overall, how has your experience been with the Emerald overall for the few nights that you have used it?
It's a fine piece of equipment. The machine, it's just an unreal piece of machinery. The technology that's built in, the lithium-ion battery system, I think is really unique. I think with the changes in the RV industry over the last number of years, technology has really taken off. So a coach that is of this vintage, almost new, compared to one even 4 or 5 years ago, there's a huge difference. And I think that builds the value in our coach here because it is up-to-date technology. And moving forward, I believe that it will continue to grow as well.
Yes, sir. And just out of curiosity, when you were shopping for this coach, and you mentioned you were shopping, other Prevost converters, what made you end up going with Emerald over other coaches out there?
Well, I thought it was a high-quality coach, and I thought it was a great value. And there's simplicity to the coach as well. These things are a lot to absorb for a new RVer like myself, and I feel like it was a little easier to use. Some systems, and we can talk about it later, to deal with like the waste and things like that. Kind of like how that all works. It's cleaner. And then back to the lithium, I think that's cool stuff as well. And the safety, I just always circle back to the safety aspect of a Prevost. And the Emerald side, it was a good fit. I like the colors and the combination of this particular coach, so that was another reason.
Anything else you want to share about the coach?
I think one thing when I started off as a newbie, the first thing you would think of is, hey, give me as many slides as you can. I want as many slides as and really practical reasons, unless you're leaving it parked and going to live in it permanently, or it's like the long periods of time, a double-sided coach is the best venue, for my opinion, because you have the patio side of this coach that you can utilize, get in and out of the bays very easily, not bumping your head. And the other side, we have obviously the long slide for the salon area, and then the bedroom slide. This happens to be a super slide, which gives you 42 inches more room in the bedroom, so you got a lot of extra space there as well. And you can walk on. You're a taller guy than I, but you can walk underneath that slide. I'm sure you know that. And then the front slide, you just have to lean down a bit. So I just like the configuration. If you're ready to pack up and go, you can put it together pretty quickly and get on the road.
Yes, sir, and we'll show everybody in a moment, what it looks like with the slide rooms in while it's going down the road. The livability of the coach with the slide rooms in is definitely much more desirable than a double slide over a quad slide.
That's a great point. That's really something that when I bought the first coach, a production coach, and it's 45 foot long as well, but when you close it up, you're walking through it sideways. And I thought, this doesn't make a lot of sense. So one thing I particularly like about the Prevost and the double slide is you can utilize the coach as you're going down the road. You pull over to a roadside rest stop or something like that, easily to get to the bathroom, the kitchen area. So there's a lot of benefits.
And you mentioned that you had it ceramic coated as well when it was new?
Absolutely, yes. Complete ceramic coating, and it stays inside when we're not using it, whether it's here or up north. It stays in an enclosed building. So going to keep the investment high and tight.
And you mentioned earlier when we were chatting your experience working with the folks at Emerald. How has your experience as an owner been with the folks out in Stephenville, Texas?
So they've been fantastic, Andrew. Obviously, when you buy anything, it can have little concerns and things to take care of. They did a masterful job taking care of us. Both Cindy Skinner and John Walker and all the staff. They have a young lady, Amy, that answers the phone, but she delegates all the work. But they did a wonderful job. Couldn't be more pleased with how they treated us and took care of the coach. And it's ready to go now. It really has its final PDI, and it's up and ready to hit the road for somebody.
Yes, sir. They're a class act. Absolutely. I hear that over and over again. Well, Dave, I'm really looking forward to showing the folks around here. We're going to give them the full tour here.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys know a lot about them. I know you do this for a living, so I'm sure you'll give a great presentation for the coach.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Let's take a closer look at this coach.
Yes, sir.
I've talked about it several times before that I believe that black, white, silver, and gray are the best colors for resale value. Very simple, classy style design on this coach. And then, of course, Emerald puts their nice touches on it, like the private coach emblem here. It does have the doorbell camera. So if someone comes to your front door and you're laying in bed, they can ring that doorbell and you can talk to them. It does have a code entry for the front door. And as we go around the coach as well, you'll notice the underglow lighting, the lighting around the windows, the lighting along the awnings. And we are gonna pull the coach out in a moment, put the awnings out, show you what it looks like. It does have the Batwing awnings. One of my favorite features on this coach is it's got the Batwing awnings. This is an extremely expensive option to have the huge Girard awnings on both sides. And when you look at how much, under shade cover you have here. Now, right now the slide rooms are in, but you still have, lots of shade. If you want to park a car underneath here, you've got plenty of room for that. And this being a double slide coach, we also have more space underneath these huge patio awnings. If there was a slide room here, that'd be taking a few feet from our shade and cover. So a lot of times I'll see folks parking cars or motorcycles underneath these awnings. So if it's raining outside and you've got your car underneath the awning, you can literally pop right out of your door, go right to the car that's underneath the awnings. Yeah, so really cool feature. And a lot of the coaches out there, you're gonna only see the patio awnings on this side because they're so expensive. But when you see the bat wings on both sides, that means they're not holding back at all on options on this coach. But I also love the look of the rear end of these Emeralds, the way that rear cap ties in with those awning rails. And then when we look closely at this paint in the sun, I'm seeing a heavy metallic here outside in the paint that I wasn't seeing inside the hangar. You'll notice the blacked out Prevost badges there, and then that Emerald badging, really a classy look. And then we have the 20,000-pound tow hitch as well, a 20,000-pound towing capacity on this coach if you want to tow a trailer or something heavy. And then you're going to notice the stainless lights around the coach with the circles in it, very cool style lighting. And then this being a double slide coach and not having the slide rooms on this side, we're gonna have very easy access to our bays. So the first bay is gonna be storage. It's gonna have the upward swinging bay door, where on the quad slide coaches, you're gonna have the swinging bay doors. And this is gonna have manual trays. We've talked about it before, how Emerald designs their coaches to be simple, less stuff that can break. So this very industrial grade slide tray is just something that's gonna stand the test of time. But you will notice that there's outlets, and then that cushion back there is gonna be for the dinette. It does have a drop down dinette. We'll show you when we go inside the coach, that can turn into a bed, and that's what that cushion is for. Coming into bay 2 here, this is gonna have another slide tray. It's another full pass-through bay, and you'll notice the analog switches down here for the exterior lighting as well as outlets. And we'll show you more when we go inside of the coach, but that's another thing that I like that Emerald does, is we've got the simple analog switches as well as the tablet. So lighting, shades, all of that stuff can be controlled different ways. Your floor heat, they're gonna have manual switches inside for all of that. And this is really cool, the way Emerald designs this entertainment bay. And then they also have a table here for you that's gonna protect the television while it's going down the road. This is a super simple design. It's very robust. this mechanism that holds the TV, and then this will swivel out. So depending on where the glare of the sunlight is, you've got a huge TV out here. I believe this is a 65-inch TV. And then when you want to stow that out of the way, you can just put this back, and then that table is going to keep that out of the way. And then if you want to bring the table out here, again, it's a manual slide tray. The simple table has a nice spot to store it. And you know, when you're camping, you always need somewhere to maybe set up shop. So a super simple, pretty lightweight table. If you want to have a meal outside. And then in a moment, we'll show you those Emerald lawn chairs. It does have the super high-end Emerald lawn chairs. This bay is something I get excited about. This has the lithium battery system, which is a very sought-after system. You're gonna see those twin 5,000-watt Victron inverters, and then this is gonna be the lithium battery bank where you can run the AC units off of just the batteries. I know Emerald's been using this technology for quite some time now as well, but when we look at this bay, it's just very clean the way that everything is wired. Here's your transfer switch too. So right now it's just on auto. We got both of these on auto, but if you do want to, you know, manually put it on generator or shore power, you can do that, but typically you're just gonna leave it on auto. And then there is a heater in this bay, as well as cooling fans to keep the heat out of the bay. And this is gonna have a little switch here too, the BMS on-off switch. It does have that protective cover, so you're not accidentally turning the system off. And then this bay is gonna be the other side of the plumbing bay, so a perfect spot to store some extra fluids or some tools, some extra belts, all of that good stuff. Does have outlets inside of this bay as well. And you know, when I'm touching this coach here just to open and close these bays, I can feel that ceramic coating. And then when I close that bay door, you know, the Prevost bays, we've talked about it over and over, but it's such a robust commercial grade machine. A lot of these H3s are used as passenger buses where they're hauling people and hauling baggage. They're opening and closing these doors, throwing bags in and out of them. Just such a robust commercial grade machine. Nothing like it on the market. We can fill the 200-gallon diesel fuel tank from both sides. Does have a lock here to protect your diesel fuel. Now this bay is going to be some more storage. The holding tanks are going to be held behind this area. I believe it's a 150 fresh gallon tank, like 75 gray and 75 black. So a lot of holding tank capacity in the big Prevost H3. Then here on the last bay on the driver's side is going to be the side of the engine bay where we have the hydronic heating. You'll notice that lighting here on the inside of the bay door, and then you've got easy access to some of your filters. You can see all that plumbing is very clean. And here we've got the Volvo D13. You can see easy access to all of the belts. And then here we can start and stop the engine from the rear of the coach. If a technician is working on it and they want to turn it on to test something without having to walk inside of the coach, they make that easy. Here's your engine oil dipstick. And then this is going to have the electric fans. I know that was a big improvement for Prevost to help keep it cool. I believe they added those in about 2018. So technology's been around for a little bit. And here, if you don't know, Prevost is owned by Volvo. Here's some of our engine numbers, VIN numbers, your belt configuration, and then your trailer connector information. Then here we've got the side radiator, and we could pop this open. And you can see those electric cooling fans that I was just mentioning. So those fans will turn on, individually, so they're not taking too much power away from the engine and cooling the engine when it needs. That was a big step up when Prevost added that around 2018. One of the big pluses of the H's is the height of this bedroom super slide. I'm 6'2", and I can almost stand up under it. You're gonna notice it's fully painted underneath here, and this coach is so clean. I can see that paint job glowing off of the bottom of this slide room. And check out how wide this slide room is here. It's a very deep, long slide room. And when we see in a moment, this is gonna have the bedroom super suite. So being only a double slide coach versus a triple or a quad, with this bedroom super slide, it's a game changer. Looking forward to showing you the interior here in a moment. And then you'll notice the rounded edges as well. A lot of those motorhomes, you got to really worry about hitting your head on, where this is going to be, you know, a lot smoother. You're not worrying about that pointed edge there. And then because it's so tall, you have a lot less likely chance of hitting your head on that. And coming into the plumbing bay here, again, we're going to see more analog switches for our black and gray dump, air compressor, you know, water fill. And then we also have the touch panel, you know, we can lock and unlock the door, lighting master, monitor our tank levels, climate control. We have our freshwater fill up here. You can see this is the big boy Headhunter Mach 5 water pump, and then a large water filter. You've got your black tank rinse down here, a heater for this bay, your city water connection. Here's your dump valves. It does have a macerator system as well. So you can do a manual gravity dump, or you can use that macerator if you need to pump the waste uphill. And I want to point out it has an auxiliary water pump as well. Your SureFlow, that's going to be at 4 gallons a minute. Not only is that great if you need backup, but if you want to conserve your water in your dry camping, you could toggle over to your auxiliary water pump, and that's going to use a lot less water. But if you want that high water pressure, this Headhunter Mach 5 is going to do the job. And then you can see how clean all of this plumbing is that they do, all that PEX plumbing. So it can expand in you know, the heat and cold. And even an Emerald logo here in your engine bay, real clean look. You can start your engine preheat out here as well. A lot of times you're dumping your tanks before you're getting ready to go. So nice to have, you know, they're thinking ahead of, you know, your process of using the coach. Coming into this bay, this is going to be a lot of the electronics. We've got our 50 amp cord reel, our, you know, macerator reel for our dump system. A nice spot to put gloves here, so that when you're, you know, going into your sewer bay or dumping, you can wear gloves. And then this is something really simple that I really like that Emerald does. On the inside of this bay door, they have that Emerald Luxury Coach's doormat, and then these 2 buckles. So you could put that at your front door easily. When you're done using it, just snap it into place here. Very simple. We've got simple switches here for the light, shore cord, the macerator reel, and then the hose reel. Now, we left the salon slide room out just to show you the ease of accessibility to these bays back here. Now, this is going to be the generator bay, so you're not going to be going into this bay very often, but you'll see all that sound dampening material. There is a light in this bay. Looks like there's 40.5 hours on this 20 kW generator. So even though we've got the lithium battery system, we still have the PowerTech generator that's on airbags. It's on this slide tray to make servicing easier. And then you'll notice a fire suppression system back there, as well as the generator cooling system. And this is going to be the other side of the full pass-through bay with the power slide tray. And literally, folks, these lawn chairs are still in the wrapper. I'm just gonna take them out for a second to show you guys. I think that was the first time that chair was opened. It was still a little stiff there, like brand new with that Emerald Luxury Coach's logo on it. And these are timeless lawn chairs. You know, we see buses 20, 30 years old that still have these lawn chairs, and they don't take up very much space. They're super comfortable and just a classy design. And then they have this nice compartment here on the inside of the bay door, so they're not taking up any space in your bays. I can't tell you how many times I've opened the bays in like a production motorhome, and they've got the big lawn chairs and the slide tray, and it's taken up half of the bay for your lawn chairs. So really nice use of space. And then down here we've got a subwoofer that's going to tie in with the sound bar. We saw that on the other side of this bay. This is that table that we pulled out a moment ago. And they're going to have some of your electrical control boxes, you know, tucked in here. And then you'll notice down here, if you want to have extra sewer hose, here's a little spot to store that out of the way. This is something kind of a small little detail, but still important. You know, if you're putting your sewer hose here and there's any residual liquids draining out of the sewer hose, you'll notice it's at a slight tilt here, and then at the bottom there's a little hose that's going to go down and get plumb below the coach, so you don't have any of that sewer hose residual building up or getting stuck inside of this. It's going to help keep it clean. When I get down here and I look closely at these hinges on these Prevost bay doors, just so robust. This is going to be the other side of the full passenger bay. We have 2 more of these lawn chairs, so 4 lawn chairs total. And then right now he's got a bunch of bins in here. And then there's a little panel right down here for the slide controls. Here's those gussets to help support the slide room, the weight. We have outlets and USB ports in this bay as well. And it's a little, you know, ducked down below this slide room, but if you compare this to the height of slide rooms on other motorhomes out here, this slide room is going to be very tall off the ground, so you're not having to bend down too much to access your bays. We've got those 365 tires up here, and nothing rides like a Prevost. This is going to be the most, you know, sturdy. They feel like they're on rails, you know, the most robust driving coach in the industry. In this bay up front here, we're going to have the windshield wiper reservoir, as well as some of the fuse boxes. Coming around to the front end of this coach, this is one of the most stylish front ends in the industry. The way that Emerald finishes out their front cap, the way it ties in with the awnings, as well as the rear cap. And I just like the Emerald badging, very clean, you know, the way they had their own style for the ease. And when we go into the coach, you're gonna see some of these design cues tied in with the lighting, very consistent. And, you know, even the headlights, the way they've got this LED light here, just a very stylish front end. And then you'll notice this post in between the windshields here, and you know, some people may prefer a one-piece windshield, but this is actually going to add to the structure and the safety of the Prevost. And then also, if you do get a stone chip and you need to have one of these windshields replaced, it's going to be a lot less expensive than a big one-piece windshield. And of course, Prevost is running a lot of, you know, tour buses, passenger buses, so they have this stuff streamlined. If you need to get a windshield popped out, you can take it to Prevost. You can see, you know, the Prevost logo on the glass right here. You know, they've got to keep those buses going down the road. So, you know, Prevost is really thinking about serviceability. They've got their service trucks out there. And when we talk to different Prevost owners out there, they rave about that Prevost service. But as cool as the exterior of this coach is, I think you guys are going to really like the interior. Let's take a look inside here. Coming into the interior of the cockpit here, I really like what they did with the headrest. It's like the Emerald logo, and then of course the diamond stitching with the perforated leather. Coming into the H3 cockpit area, so much beautiful lighting in this coach. You'll notice the indirect lighting behind the driver's cockpit area here. We do have the map light on, and you know, this is going to be that standard Prevost H3 cockpit. We've got the window shade controls here on the steering wheel, as well as cruise control, toggle switches. It does have the analog Prevost dash. And I really like the redundancy that Emerald builds in. So here we can control our shades. We've got all different shades and lighting, interior and exterior lighting in the coach. And then we also have the touch panel here, very easy to reach from the driver's area, going over, you know, lighting controls. We can monitor all of our electronics, air conditioning, shades, you know, Wi-Fi, satellite, air compressor. We can even, you know, move the dinette with this tablet. Super simple, user friendly. And then we've got, you know, 2 cup holders, one on the left side, one on the right side. This large Garmin control, and the simple Prevost dash AC does have the trans retarder. Really nice, you know, smooth. A lot of people are going to prefer the trans retarder over an engine brake. Up here we can lock and unlock the front door, and then we've got our aft and starboard lights. Then over here we've got a lock and unlock for the baggage doors. We can toggle between electric and air horn, then simple mirror controls, the valid leveling system, and then a brake and tag axle lift back here, as well as a trailer brake control. And you know, even the material that they use just to line this cockpit area, all the finest materials. The Emerald Luxury Coach team never ceases to amaze me. And you know, even this center pillar here has a slight texture to it, as well as up top here. And you know, as Dave mentioned, you know, safety is really important. This is going to be the safest driving motor coach on the road. And then having that pillar right here just adds to that safety and structure. And then the H3 is going to have the tallest windshields in the industry. And one of the big advantages of that is when you're in the salon here, and if your passengers are sitting down, going down the road, they can still see out of that taller windshield, as well as the huge Prevost windows in the H series. These are really built to be touring coaches to transport passengers and give them the smoothest ride possible. Back behind the cockpit area here, we've got a little bit of countertop space as well as some drawer space, super clean. And then also above the cockpit, we have a TV that does come down with the Bose soundbar. We can just come back to the touch panel right here. We're gonna hit front TV lift down, and that's all done by Emerald. Extremely impressive. You can tell how robust and sturdy that is. And I really like the way they designed this so that your ingress and egress is still very comfortable. It's going to tilt back a little bit, so if I want to, enter and exit the coach, I've got plenty of headroom up here, and I'm not worried about, hitting my head on this TV when that's down. And then when we press this button and bring it back up, it's hard to tell that there's even a TV there. And then, more lighting here, and I always like the straight line lighting. Emerald does such a good job with all their indirect lighting, and you can notice around the windows here when you're outside of the coach, that straight lighting around the windows as well. And talking about lighting, the design style of the ceilings are some of my favorite, with simple straight line lighting, more indirect lighting, at all these different areas. And then when you look at this slide room, it's hard to tell where the slide room starts and stops, but more indirect lighting in the slide room face, as well as around the valances there. We've got sconce lighting, and I really like this color combination. This is one of the best spec Emerald coaches I've seen, with the light and dark, and this accent wall back here just really drew my attention as soon as I walked into the coach. Gives it a nice warm, almost a little bit of a marine feel, and again, that straight line lighting. When we've had a chance to interview John Walker, CEO of Emerald Luxury Coaches, he's talked about having simple, clean lines. They're going for kind of a private jet type feel, and I've heard folks over and over rave about the service that they receive from Emerald Luxury Coaches. John Walker, Cindy Skinner, Gus in service, really a class act operation. And again, even the ceiling in the slide room right here, it's got a cool pattern to it. Now this sofa will turn into sleeping, and there's a simple analog button right here to put the sofa down. It's very smooth, it's not binding, and this leather looks like it's never been sat in. I mean, it's literally not a single crease in it, super clean. Nice spot if you've got, grandkids or guests that want to stay with you in the coach. And then there's even a little storage back here, nice little compartment for your guests. And then there's also outlets and USB ports. And then some nice countertop space next to your sofa with a little bit of storage here below that. And then over here we have a smaller bit of countertop space, but there is a cup holder. Nice spot to set a drink. And even the pillows have a diamond stitch to them that match the captain's chairs. Very cool styling. And then across from the sofa, we do have the two recliners. These look like they've never been sat in, and they've got a cool, very high-end pattern here, the way they do all of the stitching. And then we've got some more countertop space, and this can come out as like a keyboard tray right here. So if you want to spin one of these recliners around, get some work done, very easily transform this into like a workstation, where you still have, the nice view out of your windows, and then you could put that away, and these chairs can easily be moved around the coach. And then we've got another tablet, lots of tablets, lots of redundancy. Here we have another button for the TV lift, so we can press that on an analog button as well. I used a tablet the first time I put that TV down, but I like all of the redundancy. And then another tablet over here that we can control all those same systems. We also have lighting, shade controls, and then more outlets and USB ports tucked in this area. I'll press this button again to bring that TV lift back up. Yeah, super smooth the way that TV folds back up there. And then we've got some more storage below, very well lit inside of the cabinets, lined with carpet. And Dave was mentioning to us that he really likes the size of this booth. He had one of the highest level production motorhomes before getting this Emerald, and he just mentioned how much more comfortable this booth is opposed to the previous coach he has. And then Of course, it's got this cool decor piece. And one of the really cool things about the Emerald booths and the way that they build them is this actually can be turned into sleeping. Now, right now, this is, you know, it has that yacht glue or whatever they call it, that putty that holds the decor into place. But we can press a button right here. And then if you want to take that off, there's another cushion that we saw down in the bays, and that'll go right flush right here. So, you know, super comfortable, nice sleeping area. So if you have multiple grandkids or guests that want to stay with you, you've got this sofa sleeper and then another sleeping area, very well engineered, and then some good storage. Overhead, again, very well lit. Really like the style of wood with that nice wood grain in here. And you know, that emerald quality, it's just such a robust, simple build. If you've seen some of the videos we've done with John Walker, the CEO of Emerald Luxury Coaches, he started Outlaw Conversions, the horse trailer conversion company, one of the biggest players in the living quarter horse trailer world. And he started that back in '96. So before he started Emerald, they had a lot of experience building RVs. And then they started converting Prevost around 2004, I believe. So they've been, you know, over 20 years of converting Prevost. Now, it was originally under the Prevost Outlaw name. And then around 2016-ish, I believe they started Emerald Luxury Coaches because they wanted to separate the two companies and really, you know, put their Prevost build in a different level above the Outlaw name. And they're just a class act organization. You know, I hear people raving about Emerald Luxury Coaches over and over, and just their design styles, like this accent wall, all of the cool little touches they do with the booth. You know, here we've got some drawer space below. Looks like there's a small fan in there, but very deep drawer space here as well. But I just noticed there's another little pull out, like a magazine drawer or something here. And then coming across to the galley, this is a very cool style backsplash that I haven't seen before, the way they did that tile work. And then a little cutting board here. This is gonna have a Wolf induction cooktop. I believe this area up here is built to be able to store these cooktop covers. They do have a few of their belongings. You know, they don't have a lot of stuff in this coach. They've barely used it, but we might see a few of their personal belongings as we go through all the cabinets. You can see very well lit and lined with carpet. Super clean build. And then if you look closely at the countertops, there's like a slight metallic in it. Nice little cookie jar decor piece here. And I like that there's a small lip right here. So if you do have a spill with some liquids on the countertop, it's not gonna drip down onto the face of your cabinets. And again, more indirect lighting below the countertop and some good drawer space in your galley as well. You know, super clean. Every drawer that I'm opening, I would bet that there's probably been nothing stored in this. I think he said they slept in it maybe 10 or 12 nights. So very, very lightly used coach. And, you know, to save hundreds of thousands of dollars over a new Prevost, this is a great value. And every carpet of every drawer that I'm opening, I have not seen a crumb. Now this is gonna have the dishwasher. And then you can see that Fisher Paykel dishwasher. I would bet this has probably never been used. It's got a Viking microwave convection oven, and then I like all of the analog controls that they do. Even for the floor heat, we've got a button right here we can press, turn that floor heat on. When it turns blue, you know it's on. And then the heating for the entry and salon, as well as the lighting controls. We can also dim the lights from these analog controls. So, you know, very nice to be able to do that on the tablet, but also on these switches as well. And talking about the heated floors, this is a beautiful pattern that they used here. And then they also have that on the floor of the slide room. We have this table down still, but you can see the way those grains match up. No carpet in this coach. It does have a little you know, throw rug right here, or a accent rug up front here. And then coming to the middle of the coach, we've got a refrigerator that has the same face as the cabinets. This is a Fisher Paykel refrigerator, spotless inside of this coach. You know, Dave mentioned that, you know, him and his wife never wear shoes in this coach. They're kind of germaphobes. So, you know, as we go through this coach, I can tell it's extremely clean. It's got a pull-out freezer drawer here. Another accent wall here, even in our hallway, with these square panels. I really like the two-tone with the darker, more of a chocolate color, and then more of a cream color. And again, that really nice lighting. And then next to that is gonna be some good pantry space. Again, very well lit with these pull-out drawers. And then we've got our half bathroom here in the middle of the coach with some beautiful tile work. There's a small storage spot here to store your toilet paper. And then behind the toilet, we've got these doors, again, with the square upholstered panels on these doors just for the storage area. And they've got some of their cleaning supplies in here. You can tell this is the only cabinet that I've found in this coach that has stuff. I mean, they've got the leather care wipes. They are not playing around when it comes to clean. Brand new microfiber towels. I can appreciate all of these cleaning supplies to help keep everything clean. And then when you look at the inside of this door here, you'll notice this metal framing right here that just really is gonna help this door stand the test of time. And it's just, you know, overbuilt so that it really holds up well. And then we've got some of the inverter controls here, as well as outlets in this cabinet. And then there's some nice countertop space, just beautiful tile work here. And then again, upholstered wall panels and that straight line lighting. I think Emerald was one of the first to start doing that straight line lighting. And I think we've started to see some of the other RV companies out there kind of copy John Walker's style. He's been doing that straight line lighting for quite some time, and to my knowledge, he was the first doing it. So imitation's the best form of flattery. And you know, one other thing I really like about Emerald that we've talked about before is their pocket doors are not electric or air. This is gonna have a little locking mechanism to keep it in place while it's going down the road, but it's a manual pocket door, extremely robust. I mean, you can really feel it click, snap into place, and then I'm gonna just switch that lever down so it doesn't move while it's in motion. You know, that's one less thing that can break. Those electric and pneumatic air pocket doors, it's just, you know, there could be air leaks, just makes the coach more complex. So I like the simplicity of this. And you know, in past videos, John's talked about how they want to keep a simple coach. It's easy to service, easy to work on. You know, they want to keep you going down the road and not having to spend time, you know, fixing little stuff that can break. Here we've got some good mirrors in the half bathroom as well. You can kind of see the side of your head while you're doing your hair here in the half bathroom. And then some nice clean medicine cabinet space. Again, this coach is like brand new. This is probably the cleanest coach that's had an owner that I've ever filmed. I mean, just everything just really films like it was brand new. And this is something I like that Emerald does. They hide the slide room control here in the medicine cabinet of the half bathroom, just keeping it out of sight, out of mind. But when you go to put your slide rooms in, you know where it's at, and then you can easily see the super suite while you have your hand on that button. And again, you know, more analog lights. And there is a vent with a fan in here. I forget that it's here because it's kind of hidden, but you can see there's the venting right there. We can just press a button to turn that on. And then across from the half bathroom is gonna be the Miele stackable washer and dryer, you know, very high-end appliances that they use. And then again, you'll notice these metal reinforcements on the closet door here and just overbuilt with all of these hinges. A very robust build. And then when you open and close these doors, it's just very firm, very impressive build. And then we have another pocket door coming into the bedroom that we can close off. And when I close that, it's just very firm. We've got a full-length mirror here on the inside of the door in the pocket suite. And then when we open this up, we still have that full-length mirror. So nice when you're getting ready. And this being the super suite with that super slide in the bedroom really gives you a lot of space. This is a great area to get ready. So we're gonna have some really nice closet space. They've got some extra pillows in there right now. You can see 2 hanging bars, so you can actually, you know, hang 2 rows of clothing. Again, very well lit, lined with carpets. Again, that metal structure on these closet doors like we saw earlier in the coach. And then some nice deep drawer space as well. Huge drawers here. And then some good countertop that will wrap around to the side of the bed. Now we also have another huge closet here towards the front. Again, metal reinforcements, way overbuilt hinges, very well lit, lined with carpet. There is a safe hidden back here, kind of tucked out of the way. as well as outlets. If you wanted to put like a vacuum in this closet, this would be a good spot for that. And then some good drawer space in your closet as well. And again, I just want to point out, you know, indirect lighting overhead as well as the nice puck lighting. And this is something that I don't know if I've ever seen before. The straight lines that resemble the Emerald logo here. A nice change up the way they had the horizontal lines in the salon and then more vertical lines in the bedroom. And this looks like a full king size bed. Beautiful bedding as well that they have. And this is a very stylish accent wall in the bedroom with the darker wood, but it's broken up with a cool pattern. Just a very stylish, you know, that warm wood gives it such a almost a marine style feel. Now, this is going to have a fixed Samsung TV. He did mention he has not turned it on at all. This coach does have Starlink. With Starlink, you're able to you know, run all the tablets and all that stuff that a lot of us are watching YouTube videos nowadays. But nice to have that Samsung TV here in the bedroom. And then this window does open up. It does have an emergency exit back here as well. Then there's going to be some storage on both sides of the TV. Again, a lot of these cabinets look like they've never had anything in them. And there's some outlets in this cabinet as well. And then again, analog switches. We're going to have more tablets here, but you know, we want to put the bedroom shades down right here. Just press one button and you'll see those blinds come down. Super clean blinds too. You know, that's one thing that Emerald really does well is their blinds. They're very flush, and then you can notice that indirect lighting from the windows kind of glowing off of the blinds. And when we look here, again, a cool pattern in the ceiling, lots of nice lighting. And then you've got your large tablets bedside as well as more controls, more lighting and, you know, shade controls. I got another button I can press right here to put all the shades up again. There's also an Airphone doorbell camera. So if someone rings your doorbell, you're able to see who's out there while you're laying in bed. If you need to talk to them and tell them to, you know, hey, come in or leave, whatever you want to tell them, you can do that while you're in bed. And we're gonna have those tablets and analog switches on both sides of the bed, as well as outlets and USB ports back here. Then another cool accent wall here. Lots of cool design styles, design cues. And then another pocket door with that nice warm wood color if you want to section off the rear bathroom. Here in the back of the coach, we've got a very large rear bathroom. This does have the single sink, but then that's gonna give us a lot more countertop space. We've got outlets here, lots of mirrors in the bathroom, a very light open feel, very large medicine cabinets. And I like this, a little spot to maybe hang some jewelry back here. There's more outlets in your medicine cabinets. And then in the back of the coach, we're gonna have a lot of the electronics. You can see the Starlink system here. You can see a cooling fan. I love the way Emerald engineers it, keeping all of this equipment cool. And you know, when you see how the way this is wired, it's extremely clean. And then here they're gonna have everything very well labeled, you know, what's going on with all of your electronics. And again, you're gonna notice that metal structure here on these closet doors and some nice mirrors. And then we do have a laundry hamper here in the back of the coach. That's a nice place for that. Usually you're getting ready in your rear bathroom, getting ready to take a shower. Nice spot to put your dirty clothes, keep them in that laundry hamper. And then nice Tecma toilet back here. And then some pretty good deep storage here behind the toilet. Again, very well lit. Beautiful tile work in the shower. I like the way that it's got a cool feel on the floor with the little circle tiles. It feels really nice on your feet. And then beautiful tiles with a very large grain. I mean, these are huge tiles that they use. Nice lighting in the shower, a nice shampoo cubby, plenty of room here. And then there's a small ledge right here to set stuff as well. And this glass is super clean. This probably hasn't been used too many times. And I want to point out, I'm 6'2" and I still have some good headroom in this shower. This is one of the larger showers I've seen in a Prevost conversion. So I want to show you what this coach is like with the slide rooms in. So to operate the slide rooms, we just started up the engine back there. So you might be able to hear that Volvo D13, but you know, even with the engine running, it's still very quiet in the coach. And as I mentioned before, Emerald tucks the slide room switch into this medicine cabinet back here. So then I'm just gonna hold down the in button here. And then right now the seal is deflating. So it's got that air seal around the slide room. That's gonna help keep the air in and keep the noise out as well when the slide is out or the slide is in. And you can see that's coming in very quickly. And then boom, now that seal is going to inflate again. That's going to help keep noise down while we're going down the road. Now we would need to climb over the bed or put the slide room back out to get to the rear bathroom for the shower, but we still have easy access to our half bathroom. And then we'll put the salon slide room in here. And then we just pop these ottomans up onto the recliners and rolled up the rug out of the way, but you can still see that beautiful floors even without that rug throughout the coach. And then now down here is the slide room switch for the salon slide. I'll press that in. And again, that slide is deflating, so it takes a second before it's going to start moving. Yeah, and then you can see you can still easily walk through the coach. I mean, you could sit down on the couch if you wanted to stop in a rest stop for a night and use the coach. You still could cook a meal here in your galley, have a meal at your booth, or get some work done. Easy access to your refrigerator and your half bathroom with everything closed. Dave, I really appreciate the opportunity to see this beautiful coach you have. Now, if someone's a serious and qualified buyer and they want to purchase this coach, who can they get a hold of?
Well, they can get a hold of me, Andrew. So it's Dave Huston at HustonCars.com. My email address is DHUSTON@HUSTONCARS.com. My cell number is 863-287-2474. That's the best way to reach me, and happy to answer any questions for anyone.
Yes, sir, and I know that you do own car dealerships as well, so if someone wants to trade something in or get financing, are you able to help with that?
Absolutely. We have a lot of resources to certainly take anything in on trade. And financing available and competitive rates and terms. So the coach is actually owned by Houston Cadillac, and we have 4 other dealerships. So we have there again a lot of resources to fulfill that need for someone as well.
Awesome. Well, Dave, thanks again for the opportunity. Really appreciate you, sir.
Pleasure. Thank you, Andrew. Have a good day.
You too, and also greatly appreciate all of you out there subscribing to the channel, and hope you're all having a great day. Thanks again.